Hey dolls, it's your girl Beauty Body Marie and welcome back to another video. So I'm rolling these suckers out. Wait, my name ain't Beauty. No, that ain't my name, Beauty Body Marie. I'm Chastity because I got one Chastity right now. So my name is Chastity for today because, you know, Chastity be giving me a feeling, you know, your girl Chastity, like she be just sitting all right, okay? But it's your girl or whatever. So let me tell you about this look, because this look, hunty, this look is giving me life. This look is a slayage all the way. This look is a let me go on a date night with my man. I ain't got no man though, but let me go on a date night with myself. Okay, this look is just, this look is giving me life. I love this look. Now everybody know like gold shadows are, all right, fire truck, you done or no? Damn. Anyway, so this look, I ain't gonna let me stop it. But this look is really like giving me life, okay? This look is giving me life. Like, look at her. Like, she's giving me all life right now. This look is like really giving me life. I love it, you know, Chastity sitting right or whatever. I'm in love with this look. Now, I did use a few new products. The few new products I used was the Maybelline 24 Hour Stay Foundation. That was the new one I used. You will see in the video I was really skeptical about that foundation because, boy, when that foundation, when I pumped it onto my face and I started rubbing it in, it looked like it was just way too light for my skin tone. When I say way too light for my skin tone. But then it oxidized. Now, I knew of this foundation oxidizing because I watched a couple of YouTube videos about it, and a lot of YouTubers and beauty bloggers said this foundation oxidized. So I was prepared for it to oxidize. But I don't know, like my initial what is it, pump reaction, I guess, my initial thought of the foundation was, oh hell no, too light. I didn't like it. But then that baby oxidized and she came all through, okay? Like she came through and I was like, yes, Maybelline, yes. You know, it kind of reminded me of the foundation reminded me of the Estee Lauder. I would say that, yes. It reminds me of the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I love that foundation. So this foundation is going to do its job. Trust me when I say it's going to do its job. It's full coverage. I didn't color correct. I purposely didn't color correct because I wanted to see how the foundation would, like, you know, cover. So I didn't color correct, but it did its job. It came all the way through. And I love it. Then who I'm wearing? Oh wait, no, before I cut it off. The second new the second new product I tried was the Bhcosmetics palette. Now I'm like a shaky about this palette because honestly, in all honesty, the palette disappointed me. And it wasn't the palette that disappointed me, but the transition shades weren't as pigmented as I thought they were. Like, the transition shades didn't give me what I was looking for, and that was the disappointment. So I was like, I had to take off and do again. So you know, when I take off a eye look and redo something totally different, it's because the foundation, or I'm sorry, it's because the palette or the shadows wasn't doing what it's supposed to do, and I didn't like it at all. So I didn't have time for that shit, so I just took it off and try again. Okay, but it came together, you know, it got its life together, whatever, and I like it. And the third thing that I used new was the NYX Strobe highlighter palette. Now that one was kind of like a too, because even though, you know, she got me glowing now, like, you know, I'm glowing, looking all nice or whatever, it took me a while to get that. Like, it didn't give me that initial, like, oh, that I was looking for. And we girls know what that oh is, okay? Like, when you get a highlighter, like, the initial swipe or the initial try on of the highlighter was like, oh, damn, auntie, damn, you bad. But that shit had me like, what the hell? Like, where is it at? It took a couple layers for me to actually see it, and I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that was the third thing that I used new in this video. So, you know, enough of me rambling. If you guys want to see how I achieved this look, and I'm gonna do it like the YouTubers do. Let me hold on. Let me do it like. Let me do it how the YouTubers do. How they do it. I swear, every YouTuber have this famous pose when they doing a video. Like, I don't know what that's supposed to be like. I don't know. But if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, then keep on watching. Bye, dolls. See you in the next video. Oh, and don't forget to rate, comment, like, and subscribe, honey. Subscribe to these videos. And this is a 6-minute long intro, but it's okay. Next time it ain't gonna be this long. I promise it ain't gonna be this long, because I'm just rambling, to be honest. But toodles, dolls. Alright, dolls, so let's get into this video. As you can see, I already did one eyebrow, so I'm about to do my next using my NYX NYX brow pencil. I'm going to start to outline my brows. As you can see, I was jamming to music while I was doing my makeup. I'm going to outline the top first. Side note, this is the reason why females take forever to get ready. Because we sit here, we jam to music, and it makes the process longer than it really needs to be. Okay, so going back to business, I'm outlining my brows, the top and the bottom, and I'm just extending my brow where it ends a little bit to give it a little bit more length, but not too much, because we don't want our brows to go past the end shape of our eye. So where our eye, like the shape of our eye ends, we don't want our brow to go past that. That's not a natural looking brow, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of my brow and teasing it out with the spoolie at the end of the pencil to make sure it is filled in completely. Alright, so I'm about to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Fawn. I believe this one is in the shade Fawn. I use two concealers on my eyes. On my lids, I use the same LA Girl Pro Concealer. I use the Warm Honey, and to fill and conceal my brows, I use Fawn. Sometimes I'll flip it around, like to highlight and conceal my brows. I will use Warm Honey and put Fawn on my lid as a base for my eyeshadow. So initially I start to outline the bottom first, starting from the middle of, boy, I was really jamming. What song was that playing? Because I was jamming. Okay, back to business. So starting from the middle, and we're gonna work our way to the front. Now you do not want to use too much concealer. You want to have control of the concealer. The more you use, the less neatness it will be, I would say, because too much concealer, you overdo it and end up messing up your brows, and then you got a lot of cleaning up to do. So little goes a long way with the concealer, okay? Just use as little as possible. And I went ahead and I cleaned up the top of my brow and blend that concealer in just a tad bit. Yes, as you can see, I'm loving the shape of my eyebrow here. I'm loving it. So that's basically it. I believe that's all I did. Went ahead and, you know, just clean it up a little bit more where I felt needed to be cleaned up just a tad bit more. I like to take my time with my brows. I believe the brows makes the face. Like, you can't have messy brows, okay? You must have clean and neat brows. So if you have to, take your time. There's no need to rush. You ain't got, well, we do have places to go, but listen, okay? We just gonna be late to whatever event because our face and our brows must be right, okay? So as you can see, I finished my brows and I'm just setting the concealer with my Sacha Buttercups. Alright guys, so in this scene, this is actually take 2. I had a prior look. It didn't come out how I wanted it to, so I just took off everything and started over and came up with this look that I'm doing now. So I didn't record the initial step I took, so I just took the burnt orange shade in that palette as my transition shade. Now I am a little bit disappointed in those transition shades because I thought they would have been a little bit more pigmented, and it took a lot of building up. So, you know, I thought they would have, you know, done it with a little less product, but I actually needed to use a lot of the product in order for me to achieve the shades or the warmth that I was going for as a transition shade. So as you can see, I'm going with that, I believe it's like a dark brown black. It's not black and it's not brown. It's like that really dark charcoal brown. And I'm just applying that to my crease. And I am blending. Blending is the key to any flawless look. Okay, girls? Remember that. Blending is key. No matter how many times you have to go back and forth in the shades, blending is key. Okay? Alright, so we're about to cut the crease. So using my concealer, the LA Girl Pro Concealer in shade Fawn, I'm going to cut my crease. And I'm going to show you guys how I achieved that. Now typically I like to start by putting it above my crease in my eyes, just a little bit, and then I look up a lot so I can have a line of demarcation as to where or how high I should put my crease that it would remain a cut crease and the colors wouldn't exchange onto each other, as in my shimmer colors wouldn't go onto you know, the top of my brow or onto my lid. Like everything would stay put where it is supposed to be without touching. So like as I said, I'm cutting the crease. You want to take your time with this, because if you rush this, it can be a mess. Trust me, it can be a hot mess, okay? And make sure you blend as you go. Blend, blend, blend. Alright guys, I think it is obvious that I am loving the way my cut crease have came out. I didn't apply the shadow on the crease as yet. I'm waiting for it to dry just a tad bit so that my shadow will stick onto the lid. And as you can see here, I am just blending out the ending of the cut crease and adding a little more of that black brown to my outer V to darken it up a bit. Okay, going back into the palette, I'm taking that gold right there. As you can see, I did wet my brush a little bit so the shadow can be creamy. So I'm taking that gold, and this is the e.l.f. brush I'm using. This brush is so old, but it's one of my favorite eyeshadow brush. Taking my time, I'm beginning to apply the eyeshadow, and you see how pigmented that is? Yes, honey. So apply the eyeshadow starting from the top of the cut crease, taking your time and lining it out so you will have a precise and clean cut crease. Then we're going to take that gold eyeshadow onto the lid and apply it into our tear ducts. Alright guys, so I'm just going to speed this up a little bit now because this video is becoming longer than I planned it to be. So I'm just, you know, adjusting my colors, making sure everything is neat and even, and blending out where I need to blend out. And that's just about it for the eyes. You know, like I said, it takes time when you're trying to go for perfection look. Like, makeup isn't a 1, 2, 3 thing, okay? It takes time, especially when you're a perfectionist like myself. Okay, I like to make sure everything is done neatly and clean. So take your time and blend as much as you need to blend, okay? There's no rush. Alright guys, so as you can see right here, I'm using my NYX primer, and I'm just priming my face for my foundation I'm about to use. Okay, let's talk about this Maybelline 24-hour stay foundation. So I finally got my hands on this foundation, right? So initially, you see I'm pumping it on my face because, you know, I was like, all right, I'm ready to try this out, all excited and stuff, you know. But then, honey, when I started blending that in and, you know, just blend it into my face, it was like, oh my God, not my shade. This is not gonna happen. I picked up the wrong damn shade. This shit oxidized. Like, you could tell by my reaction initially, I was so skeptical. I was so skeptical about this foundation, and I didn't even color correct because it's supposed to be full coverage. So I was like, let me not color correct. I'm gonna leave my blemishes the way they are and just only use concealer. I'm not gonna use just use foundation, no concealer, no corrector. But as you can see, as I started blending it out, you know, when it started to oxidize, this baby came through. This baby came through, and I was actually surprised. Now, it doesn't have an odor, it doesn't have no smell. The foundation is thick, so I would say a little goes a long way. As you can see, my initial pumps were like a lot, so little goes a long way with this foundation. But I can say it's worth the buy. Okay, it's worth it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed this up now. So I'm going to do the rest of my face with the foundation. Like, initially when you first apply this foundation, it doesn't even look like your shade, but it oxidizes. That's, I would say, the good thing about it. Even though I don't like foundations that oxidize, it oxidized to your shade. So this worked out to be perfect. Typically any foundation that oxidize, I wouldn't use. I'll say no, ain't happening. But this one worked out pretty good. So I'm just going ahead and I'm blending out my foundation, making sure that everything is smooth. I'm pressing it into my skin, pressing it into my face before I go ahead and highlight and contour. Okay, so I'm just going to speed through this part. I'm highlighting and contouring using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade of Warm Honey. And I'm also using this to clean up the ending of my eyeshadow if I have any fallout, to give it a sharp line or a sharp edge where it ended. And like I said, I'm highlighting and contouring this clip. So I'm going in my T-zone with my concealer in a light shade. Like I said, this is shade Warm Honey. And I'm blending it out with my beauty blender. Then I'm taking my Fenty Beauty matchstick in shade Truffle, and I am contouring. And I'm also blending it out with a different beauty blender. I use 3 beauty blenders when doing my makeup. One is for highlighting, one is for contouring, and one is for blending out my foundation. You don't typically have to use 3 different beauty blenders, but I like to use 3 different beauty blenders. Alright, moving forward, I am just using my Sacha Buttercup and setting everywhere I highlighted. So that will be under my T-zone, of course. I'm not baking. There's no need for me to bake. And I am also setting where I contoured using my Nikki K Dual Contour Kit. And this is in 9, I guess, number 9. That's what it says on the back, number 9. Alright, we almost finished, guys. We are almost there. This is gonna be like a 30-minute video, but we're almost there. So, moving on, I am contouring my eyes. I added that blue eyeshadow, cream eyeshadow from NYX. I believe it's a royal blue. That's the name of it. I just added that to my waterline, and I blended it out to diffuse it and it won't look as harsh. And then I'm going to wear my mascara, and I'm just prepping my eyelashes for the lashes, and I'm also adding a little bit on my bottom lashes. And I went ahead and applied. Next, I am taking my MAC foundation. I'm just setting the rest of my face with the foundation. Alright, next I'm taking my favorite blush. This is the NYX Ombre Dual Blush in Insta Flame. Applying that to my cheeks and blending it out with my brush that I applied my foundation with. Then I'm taking this NYX Strobe highlighter kit. Now, initially, it wasn't giving me justice. It wasn't giving me the glow that I wanted. But as you layer it on, you get that look, honey. You start glowing. You start shining bright like a diamond, honey. Let's make that nose glow too, you know. Add a little bit to the nose. Not too much though. Please don't overdo it. Little goes a long way. Coming down to the wire. So let's get these lips done. So I'm using my chestnut liner from MAC. And I'm just outlining my lips. And not filling in the middle. Just outlining my lips. Then I'm going to take Silly from MAC and apply it in the middle. And blend, blend, blend. Alright, we at the end. We made it. I'm taking my Maybelline spray. And I'm just going to spray, spray, spray and set this face. She ain't going nowhere, okay? Bam. Let me do it like the YouTubers. They famous folks. Okay. Alright guys, so this is the look. This is the look. This is the look. Now, Slade to the boots.